and they don't want to spend I don't want to say the rest of their time. That's morbid.
Until they die.
From the Denovo Realty Studios in sunny Brevard County, Florida, the most important podcast on the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, Denovo Realty Radio.
Hey, this is Lindsey Pike with Denovo Realty. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about buying right now in this crazy market. I'm hearing a lot of people say, oh, I want to wait for the market to crash, or I want to wait for home prices to come down, and we're hoarding cash, just waiting for for the bottom to drop out. I want to just let you know, it is not going to happen anytime soon, folks. It is such a hot market right now, and I'm going to give you the reasons why this time is not the same like we saw in 2006, 2008. Okay, so some reasons why Brevard is sitting pretty and now is the time to buy is inventory is at historic lows. Based on the Space Coast Association of Realtors MLS data, the monthly inventory for March dropped below a month. That's crazy. That's insane. Because 6 months and over is considered a buyer's market. Anything under 6 months is a seller's market, which is why we're in a seller's market. What 1 month of supply of inventory means is that if all of the houses on the market were to sell right now and nothing else came on, it would take us a month to sell them and get rid of them. As opposed to 6 months supply of inventory, it means that's how long it would take us to sell the houses if nothing else came on the market. So our inventory is very low, which is why if you are currently looking for a house, you're most likely getting into bidding wars. You're looking at a house and wanting to go see it tomorrow, and it's not there anymore because houses are flying off the market. So back in 2006 to 2008, when we saw the last crash, inventory went from just over 5 months to 11 months, according to Keeping Current Matters. So that's a big difference from when that last crash happens to now. So the second thing is homeowners have equity in their houses today. And many people don't even realize it until they talk to a realtor. Generally speaking, today, homeowners have equity in their house, unlike back when the market crashed in 2006, 2008, people had little to no equity in their house, which forced them into either short selling or foreclosing on their house. And even if you were affected by the pandemic, you may have been out of a job for a little while, a lot of people can fall back on their equity that they have in their house right now instead of having to foreclose or, sell their house in order to survive. Number 3 is the basic principle of supply and demand. There are nearly 1,000 people moving to Florida every day. It's for multiple reasons. They're trying to get away from the high taxes in the northern states. They just had recent tax changes within the past few years, and they don't get to take advantage of a lot of the breaks that we get to in Florida. So there's that. There's a lot of jobs being created by big tech companies. Boeing, Northrop Grumman has moved here. We have the Space Force now, and last I heard, Amazon Distribution Center is coming to Cocoa Beach. That's a lot of jobs being created here. Also, there's a lot of people that are retiring and they want to move to warmer weather. And Brevard is a great location because we're close to Orlando, we have our own international airport here in Melbourne now, and the one in Orlando, but we've got theme parks, beaches, shopping, good food. I love living here. It's just a great place to live. And the Space Coast economy is booming right now. So due to the low inventory that we have, developers are scrambling to keep up with the demand. Again, to bring up the crash, they were overdeveloping back then. They were overbuilding. Right now they're underbuilding. So much so, they're having lot lotteries because there's so many buyers right now and they can't keep up with the demand. Number 4, banks are not just giving loans to anyone that can breathe like they did back in 2006 or 2008. I don't think I need to elaborate on this one. And number 5, probably my favorite, is the low interest rates that you can take advantage of right now. They are historically low rates. Back in the 1980s, some people were paying as high as 17%. I can't even imagine that. I'm sure some of you can still remember that, but I can't. That would be insane to me. I just had a buyer get approved for $2.8 interest rate on an FHA loan. That is, I haven't even heard of that yet. I want to do the math so you can see why taking advantage of low interest rates is a better strategy than waiting for house prices to drop. Let's say my buyer found their perfect dream home at 321 Pike Place. They purchased the house for $330,000. They put 3.5% down on an FHA loan, and they're approved for the 2.8%. If that were to happen, his mortgage payment would be $1,441. That doesn't include taxes and insurance, so this is just an estimate. But let's say he waited for the housing market to drop a little bit and the house came down to $300,000, but interest rates went up and he was paying 4% interest instead of the 2.8, which 4% is still pretty low. That's great, but it brings his mortgage payment up to $1,503. Now, it's not much of a difference, but low interest rates, they also increase your buying power a little bit. So you may have been approved for $300,000 and now you can be approved for a little bit more because more of your loan is going towards the principal instead of interest. So let's go back to the scenario where they pay $330,000 for the house with a lower interest rate and their monthly mortgage payment is around $1,400. That's, they're paying for they're getting a more expensive house, but their payment is less than what it would be if they got the house for $300,000 at a 4% interest rate. So it just makes more sense to take advantage of the lower rates instead of waiting for prices to drop. And who's paying this much in rent right now? Think about that. You are paying somebody else's mortgage instead of your own. If you can afford rent and you have a decent credit score, you need to give me a call. With all that said, of course, interest rates vary depending on your credit score, your income, debt to income, and the lender that you use. I definitely prefer a local lender over any of the larger lenders that you can find online because they typically know the area better, and they have a lot of knowledge handling the houses that are going under contract and selling here. They know how to get through obstacles that may come up. So if you need me to connect you with a great local lender, give me a call or shoot me a text at the number below. I'm here to help you with your new beginning, whether it's buying or selling real estate. Thanks!
Now go!